Hello guys and welcome to Cox on the Ball, where I will be previewing and giving my pre-match analysis on the 5:30 kick-off match between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City that will feature on Sky Sports today. Old rivals Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola, having faced off in El Clasicos and Manchester derbies before, will meet on Saturday when Tottenham Hotspur welcome Manchester City to North London in the Premier League. For the first time since January 2017, Spurs go into a showdown with Manchester City sitting above their opponents in the table, and victory would lift them to the very top until at least Sunday night. Why Sunday night? Because Liverpool will be hosting Leicester on that day, four teams that are targeting for first place by the end of the season. But the question is, who will be first place by the end of match week 9, especially when you have Southampton, Chelsea and Aston Villa having chances to do so too. So let's start by previewing Tottenham, telling you their stats and team news relevant for this game. The first thing I'll mention is that Mourinho has 10 defeats against teams managed by Guardiola, which is the worst he has suffered against by any other manager, while Guardiola himself has beaten Mourinho in more matches than any other manager in the Premier League at the moment, which makes you wonder, will Mourinho's nightmare of defeats carry on with Spurs after Saturday afternoon? Well, the dynamics may be a little different this time round, with Tottenham flying high and their beliefs beginning to grow that they could launch a genuine title challenge this season. I mean, I wouldn't be too optimistic on them winning, considering the last time they did was the 1960-61 season, yet they do have the manager that has won it the most times out of the 19 other managers in the league at the moment. So you never know. Plus, it is clear they are a team up there as one of the best so far this season, having so far the joint best defensive record, the joint best goal difference and the joint best attacking record in the division. Now of course Kane and Son have contributed to this great attack, and so Spurs will especially look to Harry Kane for their main goal threat. He has been involved in 23 goals in just 14 games across all competitions this season, 8 more than the next Premier League player after him, which happens to be his teammate Son Heung-min. There is no doubt that these two are the best striking duo so far this season. In addition, Spurs fans have only witnessed one setback in their last 14 outings across all competitions, which came against Antwerp in the Europa League last month. And what to look forward to as a Tottenham fan is that another victory this weekend would secure 4 consecutive league wins for the first time since February 2019. What a good time it would be to achieve this, considering that it has been a whole year yesterday to this day since Jose Mourinho joined the club. But if you were going to be harsh on Spurs right now, which I know that a lot of football fans are, you could argue that their last 3 games have only seen them scrape past Burnley, Brighton and West Brom. So for that reason, Mourinho may still be demanding an improvement from his side, especially when you consider their running games as we head towards Christmas. For example, 6 of their next 7 league games are coming against teams that finished in the top 8 last season, being Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Leicester and Wolves. Plus, they also have 3 Europa League games and a EFL Cup quarter-final before the end of 2020. And well, let's be honest, they're going to have to be a better team than one who scrapes wins against teams like Burnley and West Brom, who are sitting rock bottom winless so far this season. And it will not be easy when key players are at risk of being unavailable for choice. For instance, Matt Doherty tested positive for coronavirus while away with the Republic of Ireland. In addition, Steven Bergwijn was sent home from the Netherlands after international doctors classed him as not fit enough to feature. But Spurs are hopeful he will be okay for this match. But while a few players are out, there are a few coming back from unavailability, like Eric Lamela returning from a foot injury, and the same for Ndombele after a similar issue of his own. So from now to Christmas, this will be the true indication if Tottenham have what it takes to fight for a #1 spot in the Premier League. And what a way to start it, a game against Pep Guardiola's Man City. Now for Man City's team news and stats. Guardiola's side have only won 3 of their 7 Premier League games so far this season, missing out on 9 of the 21 points available to them to find themselves 10th in the table. City's tally of 12 points is the fewest ever collected by a team led by Pep Guardiola at this stage of the season. However, City do still have a game in hand over most of the other teams in the league, and so are also in touching distance of first place even if they are only halfway up the table, so they can still make up for their uncharacteristically sluggish start. A 1-1 draw at home to champions Liverpool last time out was their 3rd draw out of their last 5 Premier League games. City's struggles to turn those draws into wins can be linked to their relative lack of goals this season, having found the back of the net only 10 times in their 7 league games, which is in fact below average for any Premier League team, not just for Man City standards, with the average being 12.25 goals per team so far this season. So to put that into context, City have plundered 27 goals by the same stage of last season, and their current tally is their lowest after 7 games since 2010-11 season. I mean, it's obvious enough when you consider the last 5 Premier League games where they have failed to score more than once in each of them. So it seems quite ironic when Pep Guardiola signed a 2-year contract and spoke on City TV saying, of course, all managers depend on results, obviously me as well, and we have to win to continue, when, bearing in mind, this is the worst league start by a team he has ever managed at this stage of the season. But I suppose this is looking like it's just a temporary rough patch for City in the Premiership, having netted 16 times in the previous 5 before that. Not only this, but it's not like this has been the case in the Champions League. Having a tally of 9 goals in 3 Champions League games is bettered by only 2 other clubs. And with City possibly seeing the return of Sergio Aguero from his hamstring injury, the future is looking bright for Manchester City's problem of goals. The Argentine has scored 11 Premier League goals against Spurs, his second most against any league opponent after Newcastle United, with all 11 coming before match week 10 of the league season. Guardiola may have more attacking choices too, with also Gabriel Jesus now back fit. He has been involved in 11 goals in his last 11 games in all competitions and could score in 4 consecutive Man City appearances for the first time since April 2018. Guardiola will also be hoping that his players carry their international form into domestic duties, having seen Ferran Torres score a hat-trick for Spain against Germany, Rodri also getting on the score sheet in that match, Ruben Diaz scoring a brace for Portugal against Croatia, and the same for Phil Foden also scoring 2 against Iceland. Aged 20 years and 174 days, Foden is the youngest player in the history of the England national team to score more than once in a game at Wembley. Yet Man City have suffered a potentially damaging international break more than Tottenham too, with Raheem Sterling picking up a calf injury in England training and Nathan Ake suffering a hamstring problem with the Netherlands. For this reason, Ake is expected to miss this weekend's match despite his injury not being as serious at first, but Sterling could still be in for a shout to go to the trip to North London. But something also positive that can be taken out of the international duty could be how Benjamin Mendy and Fernandinho have used their international break to gather fitness after recent injury problems, but they are not likely to feature in this game still. All in all, a win for Guardiola is more important and in need so they can return to winning ways and join the title race, whereas victory for Mourinho will be confirmation that they really have what it takes to race for the title. So that's it. Thank you for watching, guys, and follow my Instagram written in the description below for my post-match analysis on the game. Also in the description will be more stats in this game from other sources like Opta if you thought this video didn't have enough stats for you in itself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.